Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, wherever you are. Maybe it's morning somewhere. I don't know why I said that. Good morning. Anyway, this is Nils Davis here to do another live video stream about product management topics. So hopefully you can join live. If not, hopefully you're watching the replay. The topic today is about, as I say up in the title card there, 3 things you can start doing today. And it's really 4. I didn't update the title card. 4 things you can start doing today to help your sales team make quota. Now, a lot of times there's a lot of product knowledge that we really want our sales teams to have, and we sometimes forget to give it to them. And oftentimes, we throw a product over the wall. Well, I'm sure you don't do that, but I know that there are product managers who have been known to throw a product over the wall to the sales team and the marketing team and expect them to be successful selling it. And the fact is that there's some things we can do as product managers to help them out a lot. And I'm going to talk about that in today's video. So 3 things you can do. And, this is based on my years of experience working with sales teams and figuring out what it is that product management knows about and how we can help the sales team interact with prospects better and the marketing team find prospects better. And that's what the show's about. We're starting right now. So I wanted to give a quick welcome. I'm Nils Davis. I said that already. I'm a product manager. Also do product management consulting and coaching. I also wrote a book about product management. If you'd care to check it out, you can find links to all these things in the show notes. So please take a look at that if you'd like to. And I have an upcoming course on how to make better business presentations. I've got a few videos on YouTube about that as well, and also some podcasts about it. So you can get information about that, and you can go sign up to get on the interest list. If you look in the show notes, again, there's a link. So we're talking about go-to-market. And so the question is, what is go-to-market? Probably a lot of you know, it's really the activities that support marketing and sales being able to sell your product. And so this is things like marketing programs, sales enablement, sales training. And the question you might have is, well, that sounds like a bunch of things it's not really product management. What does product management care about all these things? And I'm now going to go into a little bit of a discussion about why this is interesting for product managers. But first, there's always this most important thing that you have to consider when you're talking about selling a product. And that is that the most important thing to be able to sell a product it's not go to market. It's that your product solves a problem that people are willing to pay for a solution for, right? Your product needs to be a solution to some problem that's significant enough that people will pay you money to solve it. And so if nobody wants your product, if your product doesn't do that, it doesn't matter what your go-to-market is. And so the first fundamental rule of go-to-market is have a solution that somebody in the market wants. Now, let's assume that we have achieved that. What do you then have to do to beat quota, to enable the sales organization to beat quota? Well, there's a couple things. One is the sales organization has to be talking to the people that have that problem, which means that the marketing organization needs to be finding those people. And how do they find those people? Well, they have to know the segment to attack. How do they know the segment? They're people that have similarities, in one of which is that they have the type of problem that you can solve, and of course that they have some money and are willing to use that money to solve that problem, right? So the whole goal of marketing, perfect 100% marketing, is that all the leads are people that have the problem your product solves and are willing to pay money for the solution. Now, 100% marketing success is never possible, but you want to get that percentage up as high as you can. And if you just tell the marketing organization, go find me a bunch of leads, their leads are not going to fit that category. And so you need to be able to give them some more guidance. And the fact is that as product management, we know these things. So the other thing you have to do in order to close these prospects that you found that have the problem, that are willing to pay for a solution, is you have to convince them that your solution is their best choice. And so that's a whole selling process that goes on, but that involves a lot of things like telling them what the product does and why the product is better than other potential solutions they could buy, and making sure that you've addressed their objections about the product and telling them why your product is better than the competitors and things like that. So what are the core components of this process? Well, you have things like the value proposition. First of all, you have to be able to articulate what problem it solves and for whom and why it's better than the alternatives. You also have to be able to articulate who is the segment, who has the problem, and who is willing to pay. You have to reduce the prospect's perception of risk, of the risk of buying your product. This is a topic I call the value inequality. I've done a couple of videos about this as well. You can check the show notes to get some links to those. But the basic idea of the value inequality is people expect to get a certain amount of value from your solution. In other words, the value of solving the problem. But there's a risk involved in that, a risk that it won't really deliver, a risk that it will cost too much to implement, the change management will be too expensive, and some other things that go into sort of the mental hesitation on the part of the prospect to buy your product. And those are what I capture in the risk, in the value inequality. But the point is that what you do in sales is you really work to reduce that perception. And of course, you also at the same time work to increase the perception of value, so that essentially the part of the value inequality, which is the value that the customer is going to get, you want to make sure that they feel that they're going to get a ton of value. And again, this is something that you do in the sales process. Of course, you also have to handle objections, like objections about competitors or objections about maybe features that aren't in your solution, things like that. So you have to be able to convince the prospect that our solution is a better choice than the other solutions they could choose, or not buying a solution at all, of course. And then, of course, you have to be able to pitch this and demo in such a way that the customer feels that, yes, at the end of that process, that they do feel that your solution is better. And that's usually not about our product, really. It's about how our product solves problems for the competitor, or sorry, for the customer, for the prospect. And it's not about our features. It's about how each of those features solves a problem for the prospect. And it's not about us as a company. It's about how we're going to make her company more successful or more profitable, or reduce their whatever bad things are happening. So the question is, though, when you start thinking about it in these terms, who is the expert on all those things? And the answer is it's really product management who knows all about this stuff. So how do we apply this? So basically there's 4 things we need to share as product managers in order to help the sales organization be successful. Now, these are very succinct. And in fact, I have some articles on my blog, on my website, secretpmhandbook.com, that go into all these in great detail, but I'm going to do a little bit of a riff on them. The segment, that's obviously the people that have the product and how to identify it. Hey, Brandon, thanks for joining the live video today. And if you have any questions about this, keep them, enter them in, and I'm happy to take a break in what I'm presenting, or I can finish this whichever way. So we need to know the segment, or marketing needs to know the segment, because that's who they're going to try to get in. They're going to try to market to that segment, the people that have the problem, or that are the type of people that have the problem that we solve. And their goal, of course, is to get their funnel filled with people that have that problem. Then, of course, there's the discovery portion, where the salesperson gets a lead and evaluates whether or not that prospect is actually a good prospect for our solution. Do they have the problem? Do they have money? And if they do, what are the particulars about their version of the problem that we can use as leverages to help us actually sell when we actually start doing the pitch and doing the demo? Of course, we know a lot of the objections, because particularly things like competitive objections. For example, if our product doesn't have feature X and our competitor has feature X, and the customer or the prospect says, I feel like feature X is really important, we probably know why we didn't put feature X in. We probably know what the alternatives are. We may even have customer stories that we can tell about how some customer got our product, wanted feature X, didn't get it because it's our product, we don't have it, but they found out that they were very successful with a different feature anyway. So we often are the people that know those stories from customers who have already implemented our solution. And of course, the final thing is we understand how to do a good demo. We know how to do a demo that talks about how the features address components of the problem and how to tie in the demo to the discovery information we got from the client or from the prospect when we did discovery. So those are pieces of product information that we can share. As I said, I have much more fully fleshed out articles on each of these, and you can check those out on the website. And I'll put the links in the show notes. I think they're probably already there. So I just wanted to quickly go over that idea of the go-to-market things and what we can provide as product managers because of what we know about the product as a part of developing it and creating the solution in the first place. So if you want to learn more about that, you can check out my website, which is called secretpmhandbook.com. The name aligns with the book that I wrote called The Secret Product Manager Handbook. This was all the secrets of product management that I had to learn over 25 years on the job that I wish somebody had told me when I first started. So I think it's a great book particularly if you're starting out in product management. You can get it on my site. You can go to Amazon, find it in paperback and Kindle. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Nilsey. Got the blog there, as I said. I have a podcast, alltheresponsibility.com. I cover a lot of the same material in case you would rather see it hear it in audio rather than see it in video. Sometimes I take the same show and I put it in both places, and sometimes it's totally different content in both places. And then, of course, I have the YouTube channel as well. So thanks for watching and listening today. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Clicking the like button helps me get more viewers, helps more product managers find the podcast or the videos. And if you have friends who you think could benefit from this, please share the link with them. That'd be great. Always good to get more viewers and more comments on this stuff. And I like to get comments because it helps me understand what types of topics I should be talking about. So as I said, there's a bunch of additional resources in the show notes below. And if you can enter your comments, I would love to get those. So that's it for me for today. A very quick show, only 12 minutes, which is, I think, my record for length. So, hey, Brandon, I see you're on there. Do you have any questions you'd like me to answer since I got a little extra time here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, good. Well, it's nice to have you join, and hope you have gotten something from this. And if not, let me know what is missing or what you'd like to hear next time. So until the next video, which is next Monday, every Monday at 7:30, I do these live, and I put some other videos up occasionally. Thanks for watching, and that is going to be it for the live video today.